State regime media, which calls itself Fox News, has lost all control as the American people have completely turned against everything regarding Donald Trump, especially and including his unlawful war against Iran. Fox is a freaking out right now. And you have Laura Ingraham, Jesse Waters, Sean Hannity, the whole bunch of Trump regime propagandists desperately trying to tell its audience things are going great. So let me show you what went down. This is a full collapse of state regime media, which calls itself Fox, before our eyes. So Laura Ingraham, one of Donald Trump's chief propagandists on regime media, says, folks, what we're seeing in the Middle East and what we're going to see when Donald Trump visits China is Trump has saved the world. Trump has saved the world, everybody. This is what they're going with. Here, play this clip.
Now, the brilliance of the Trump plan to have strategic control of key waterways, this cannot be understated. And the press doesn't seem to get this, so let me help them tonight. I'm talking the Strait of Malacca in Indonesia, the Panama Canal, remember China wanted it, and now preventing Iran from choking off the Strait of Hormuz with an eventual nuclear threat also hanging over our heads. So if bad actors manage to take control in any of those key oil routes, it would be a living nightmare that wouldn't end, frankly. So it looks like Donald Trump, his team, the U.S. military, and the American taxpayer may have saved the world with Operation Epic Fury. Why do we think China has been scrambling to fill its own oil reserves, by the way? Obviously, President Xi knew Iran would eventually try to take the Strait of Hormuz.
Wow. Wow. The propaganda there is outrageous. But then Laura Ingraham is not done, because she says, with this operation, Epic Fury, which I call Epstein Fury or the Jeffrey Epstein War, just a total disaster, though. She goes, what this did, this opened the eyes of Californians to see the real bad guys. Yeah, radical environmentalists. What, Laura? What? Here, play this clip.
So I'm going to make a prediction tonight. When all is said and done, Operation Epic Fury may, and I say may, actually have the added benefit of opening the eyes of Californians to how radical environmentalists have destroyed the oil industry there, and with it, affordable energy. But look, as far as this war is concerned,
and Laura Ingraham says, look, to all those Gulf nations out there, to all those Arab nations, let's do it together. Now is the time for the U.S. to lead a multinational Gulf security force to go in there and to attack Iran together. Well, Laura, I thought you said that we've won and we've obliterated and we've decimated Iran. So now we need the Arab nations to form this massive coalition. Why would the Arab nations want to do that when Donald Trump, during a mediation to resolve this war with Iran a few weeks back, when the U.S. picked the mediator, the foreign minister of Oman, when there was a deal in principle, the U.S., without giving warning to the Arab nations, without even really giving warning to the State Department and our embassies in the region, that the U.S. struck Iran because the U.S. said that Netanyahu was going to strike first, so we had to do it with Netanyahu, or else there could be repercussions if we didn't do this with Netanyahu. So all the Arab nations then got attacked, which they were warning the U.S. would happen. So Laura, why do you think that these Gulf nations want to help the U.S.? The U.S. has done irreparable harm in the region. And also the U.S. has exposed that its defense infrastructure for these Arab nations, they don't work, because despite your propaganda, what we're seeing take place night after night, day after day, is Iran striking targets within these Arab nations with $20,000 Shahed drones and other inexpensive weapons that the THAAD and Patriot systems are just being overwhelmed with, Laura. Maybe let me explain to you what the hell is really happening in the region and the fact that now the Islamic Republic is still intact. The Ayatollah is now Monjaba, the son of the old Ayatollah, who's deadlier than the old Ayatollah Khomeini, and things are much, much worse. Oh, and by the way, Laura, with your horrible propaganda and the Trump regime's despicable conduct in blowing up elementary schools and blowing up hospitals and attacking civilians and saying all the Iranian people are like maniacs and nasty and menacing, whatever Donald Trump's been saying, you've actually united the Iranian people with the Ayatollah against the United States right now, and you've united the Shiite community throughout the Middle East, and now there's massive sectarian issues throughout the entire Middle East. So, Laura, I actually hold you responsible for this as well. Regime propaganda. Here, play this clip.
Well, look, as far as this war is concerned, one of two things is true. Now, after this momentary blip, the U.S., working with our Gulf partners, can keep the Strait of Hormuz open, reopen it, to ensure that there are no more disruptions in oil tanker movement, which will smooth things out with the global economy. Or, with all of our military might, with all of our influence, the U.S. can't force Gulf traffic to move and things remain balled up there for a long time. Now, I think this option is highly unlikely. But at any rate, it too demonstrates how critical it was for President Trump to act when he did. Because if Iran is so much more powerful than even the establishment and all its experts thought, imagine how much worse this situation would be if Iran had a nuclear weapon and could grind traffic to a halt in the strait at any time it wanted. And it merely reconfirms how disastrous the Iran policy was of both Biden and Obama. They should never have let Iran get this powerful. But Trump was not about to idly sit by and watch as Iran developed nuclear weapons to threaten all of us and then could further threaten us with economic Armageddon in the Gulf.
Okay, but here's what Laura says. This is what sociopaths say. Laura Ingraham goes, but look, what this showed, what our invasion of Iran actually demonstrates, is how deadly Iran is. Because this is what she goes. She goes, we exposed how lethal and deadly they are because in response, we see what they've done. So we should thank Donald Trump for showing that Iran was able to project this power in the Middle East and attack all its nations and block the Strait of Hormuz and disrupt oil and long-term destroy a lot of these Arab nation partners. Who the hell's going to go to Qatar right now in Doha? Who the hell's going to go to Abu Dhabi right now or Dubai, right? You destroyed these cities. But good work, Donald. Really good. You get a participation trophy, Donald. Idiots. Here, play this clip.
So now it's time for the U.S. to lead a multi-nation Gulf security force, Bahrain, Qatar, Oman, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, to force Iran's hand here. Either they drop their threats and attacks, or they truly will lose everything. And of course, until this shakes out, the disruptions in the global markets are real and may be painful. But the long-term benefits, again, are incalculable. And only President Trump had the brains and, frankly, the guts to see the entire battlefield.
Now let me move over to what they're saying on the Hannity propaganda program. Hannity's like, and Donald Trump with a brilliant decision. Unlike Joe Biden, Donald Trump is planning to release oil from the strategic reserve. Powerful move. Really? You think it's a powerful move? You're going to drain our strategic reserve in half. By the way, he could have filled it up when oil prices were low. So now he's going to drain our strategic reserves by half. The amount that's being released over the next 120 days, when there's like 20 million barrels of oil a day, he's going to release like 1 million, which is going to do like literally nothing while draining our oil reserves. And while the price per barrel of oil is going up dramatically. Oh, the art of the deal. We are watching how Donald Trump bankrupted his casinos. As I was warning, we're watching that in real time right now. Except we are all the casinos, and people like Hannity are still out there Ponzi scheming away with Donald Trump and this despicable regime, because that's what state regime media does. Watch what Hannity does here. Play this clip.
Now, as we mentioned, President Trump said today he is planning to release oil from the strategic reserve. And that's exactly what the reserve is meant for, to respond to a temporary shortage brought on by extraordinary events. But to Joe Biden, it was a political tool used to bring down gas prices, ahead of the midterms in 2022. And then, even worse, he never replenished the oil that he took, and he left it really, really at historic lows. Biden wanted U.S., by the way, wanted all of you driving an electric vehicle anyway.
Hey everyone, Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network here. Let's be real. Owning a handgun for self-defense, as I do, comes with serious responsibility. You need it secure, but also accessible when it matters most. Too often, that means choosing between locking it away or leaving it out, vulnerable to kids, guests, or intruders. That's the problem StopBox USA set out to solve, and they nailed it with the StopBox Pro. It's 100% mechanical, keyless, battery-free lockbox that gives you instant controlled access to your firearm. No electronics, keys, or codes required. No keys, no codes, no apps. Just a patented 5-button locking system that responds only to your unique input. It's fast, intuitive, and built for muscle memory, so you're not thinking, you're reacting. And when seconds matter, that makes all the difference. With StopBox Pro, you don't have to trade safety for speed or peace of mind for readiness. Your firearm stays secure, but always within reach. All StopBox products are proudly made right here in the USA and their own facility. Not only does this ensure the high-quality craftsmanship of every product sent out, it creates meaningful jobs and opportunities for American workers. StopBox also offers a range of other innovative products, including their vehicle safe, chamber lock, and other essential gear designed to keep you prepared and protected wherever you are. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% at StopBox when you use code TRUTH at checkout. Head to StopBoxUSA.com and use the code TRUTH for 10% off your entire order. After your purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that our show sent you. One more time, go to StopBoxUSA.com and use the code TRUTH for 10% off your entire order. Oh, yes. And then Jesse Water brings on Kevin McCarthy. And Kevin McCarthy says, yeah, people may be upset that the price of oil is going up, but that's the price we pay for having such a great leader. We must make sacrifices to dear leader Donald Trump. This is what he says. Here, watch for yourself. Let's play it.
Now, domestic politics. People will get upset the price of oil is up, but will it sustain that? I don't believe so. The worst thing we could do is leave this before the job is done. Every single day, Iran's capability is decreasing. And if we left too early, then they would use the strait continually to keep the price of oil high.
And then McCarthy's like, but I want you to know this right here. If you're looking long-term, history-wise, maybe things look bad now, but Donald Trump is going to be praised for this. You see, he's reshaping the world order right now. McCarthy, no one ever accused McCarthy of being a smart man. Kevin, he's reshaping the world order right now to have America as a loser. The way he's been a loser his whole damn life. The guy bankrupted most of the companies he touched. He is a loser, and he's turned the once great and powerful United States into a Trump loser right now. That's a real problem. We need to stop this. We need to remove and impeach this guy because we look like the biggest buffoons like Trump looks. This is embarrassing. Here, play this clip.
Well, right now, if you look at for the long term, history-wise, President Trump is going to be praised for this because I don't think any other president would do it before or into the future. And it's changed geopolitics. For one, if Iran was able to have a nuclear weapon, there would be 40 countries then because everybody would have one and the world would be unsafe. If you look at the rise of not just China, but the CRINCs, China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea, China needs 11 million barrels of oil every single day. They get a large portion from Russia, but a bigger portion from Iran. Even with the sanctions, they get a discount, and Venezuela. So this is reshaping the world and actually making it safer.
Then Kevin McCarthy says, though, here's the thing, everybody. Think about it like this. Later this month, Donald Trump's going to be in China, and he's going to stare down Xi Jinping, and he's going to say, Xi, you're not in charge. This is America's world. What cosplay weirdo world do y'all live in that you think that's what's going on? Xi Jinping in China? It's never been more powerful. America, we've removed our THAAD missile systems and our Patriot systems from South Korea, which were promised to them. We are not making good on our obligations to help Taiwan. Billions of dollars that Congress approved, Trump is not giving to Taiwan. You have Kim Jong-un in North Korea doing ballistic missile and other missile tests right now, social media posting about it, trolling and mocking the United States right now. You've had Xi Jinping never more powerful internationally right now. You have the United States exposed completely. But yes, Donald Trump's going to look strong. Oh, and by the way, Xi Jinping is out there mocking Donald Trump on social media right now. The Chinese embassy is posting all of these videos, these cartoons that are mocking the United States. Also, China's putting out statements how disorganized the State Department is in even planning details regarding Trump's visit to China. By the way, do you think that visit's gonna even go down? It's gonna look, if it goes down, and it may go down still, it is going to look, it's so embarrassing right now for the United States because Trump is so thirsty to be there. Play this clip.
Think about this. Later this month, he will be in China, having changed the course of Latin America, having making America's economy stronger, securing our border, and going into China saying, you can't run the world anymore. And they're going to be able to lay out the red carpet and say, we want to reshape the world and work with you more than we had in the past.
Yeah, that trip, he's coming with a lot of clout. No doubt about that. Kevin McCarthy,
Yes,
thank you
he is.
so much.
But this is what they're going with on Fox as well. Trump took a risk for you. Trump is risking it all for you. You have Senator Cotton saying the Strategic Petroleum Reserve is not supposed to be used to help Democrats in an election. What are you even talking about? Here, play this clip.
No, Sean, I think the question answers itself. The Strategic Petroleum Reserve was literally built because of conflict in the Middle East. After the Arab oil embargo in 1973, we decided as a nation to create that reserve, in part because we were so dependent upon Middle Eastern oil. It's not supposed to be used to help the Democrats in an election because their own runaway spending had created record inflation.
And then finally, you have Senator Cotton on state regime media, and he's out there saying, President Trump said in January to all those protesters, help is on the way. Help is on the way, folks. We did it. Operation Epic Fury. As we said on the MeidasTouch network, tens of thousands of Iranians were slaughtered in January as a result of Trump not taking action then, giving them false hope back then. And then in Operation Epic Fury, Donald Trump bombed an elementary school of little girls, killed 150 little girls. The Trump regime torpedoed with a submarine a Navy vessel that was leaving an India parade that was unarmed off the coast of Sri Lanka. Trump and Netanyahu have bombed the oil depots in Iran, creating a nuclear winter like clouds over Iran. We've hit desalination plants in Iran, and we've turned even people who were sympathetic to the U.S. and against the Ayatollah into at least being not supportive of the U.S., who are now rallying around Iranian national identity because Trump played this entirely wrong. He's a war criminal. And this is utterly despicable. Here's what Cotton had to say, though. Let's play this.
Let me ask you about Prime Minister Netanyahu's post on X yesterday. Your dreams will become a reality. When the time is right, and that time is fast approaching, we will pass the torch to you. Be ready to seize the moment. Now, that echoes what President Trump said at the beginning of this conflict, that this was for future generations. He didn't want to leave our kids and grandkids with a nuclear-armed Iran or one in the near future. And then he said, be ready. It might be, seize the moment. It might be a one-in-a-generation opportunity. Is that moment coming, and how do you interpret it?
Well, Sean, we can certainly hope and pray for it. I think it would be not just good for the Iranian people, but good for America and the cause of stability and peace if you had a different regime in Iran. And as President Trump said in January, help is on the way, help has arrived in the form of epic fury.
And then finally, Laura Ingraham gives her final pitch, which is, look, everybody, maybe bad right now, but the benefits in the long term will be incalculable. The best is yet to come. Here, play this clip.
And of course, until this shakes out, the disruptions in the global markets are real and may be painful. But the long-term benefits, again, are incalculable. And only President Trump had the brains and, frankly, the guts to see the entire battlefield.
Now, okay, just want to pull back for just one moment here. This is what Ponzi schemers do, right? It goes from day one, it's going to be great. Watch what the tariffs are going to do. It's going to be amazing. Day one this, day one that. We're going to do it. All right, second quarter. All right, third quarter. All right, fourth quarter. All right, 2026. All right, 2027. All right, some indefinite time in the future. Things are going to be amazing. It's the formula, though, of a Ponzi schemer, right? As the Ponzi schemer keeps on robbing you, eventually you're like, I want my money. Show me the money. Let me have it. I don't believe you no more. I think you're a liar. And then what happens? Give me another week. Give me another week. Give me another week. Give me another week. Give me a week. Give me a month. Give me a year. I need a little more time. Just a little more time. Please, 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 please. Con artists, scammers, frauds, Trump, sexual predators, demons. I think the best word to describe these people, frankly, all of these people I've just showed, they're demonic. They're demons. They're deeply, deeply evil people who are also stupid. They're evil, stupid demons, and they've harmed our country and our future generations so damn much, and they make me so damn angry just about how awful they've been. And it's so bad what's going on in the Middle East right now and across the world. Every worst fear about this regime is that. I think multiples of that. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.